Hello and welcome to a Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be your storyteller for this game about living gods on the wrong side of the law. Joining me for this game is...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Riki, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Elion. My pronouns are she, her, and Elion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and my pronouns are she and her. I play a wood aspect named Rush Ferris, who has a ferret familiar named Zeke. Together, they specialize in archery, larceny, and dance.
Hi, I'm Michaela, she, her, and I'll be playing Tirali of House Regara, an Earth-aspected leader of a small military force known as the Tyrants, who cooks the books for the gang.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Act 3, Love and Loss in Lookshy. We're back with Exalted like a dragon-blooded. Having just wrapped up one story arc with Divine having successfully negotiated his way into a very long engagement with Nefarin Vita, the who that Riki discovered is the exigent of the god of artificial flight, and also has a thing for himbos. Well, you guys have the opportunity, essentially, to now leave Lookshy without Divine basically having the entirety of Lookshy have a manhunt on him. Where do you all want to go from here? The options, as they stand, are to... you guys could head towards Great Forks, which is the home of the crime family. Nexus, if you wanted to go beat up the guild, that might offer some opportunities, or maybe even talk to them into helping with things. The Scavenger Lands is a large area. And then the other thing of interest that probably would have piqued Riki's interest, at least, to get you guys on the move, is that while that he was off doing something else, that we can decide at a later date. The other four went to a small suburb, essentially a little farming villa inside of Lookshy's territory, where that a local river god had a bad day and flooded the valley. You all beat up said river god, and finally learned that the reason that the valley had been flooded was because it was his birthday, and he was very sad because young ladies did not come to sing him happy birthday. Because there were no young ladies left in the town. Because the reason there were none left in there is because recently a bunch of guild people had been bandits had been raiding the town and basically stealing all the young and healthy people, presumably for guild profit, because the guild's a bunch of slavery.
I mean, I definitely would like to figure out who was raiding the town. That is on my list of things that I would like to do.
Brendan, you said that I found something out while they were doing that, and you never told me what it was I found out.
You're right. I didn't. Because we're about to get right to that.
Oh, okay.
So, the day that the others went to go and find this little job from Elian's contact with the river god and everything. During that day, Riki was left in Lookshy. Maybe he slept in or something like that. Whatever you prefer. I know you have a lot of interest in dealing with Falar's situation with the dark fate and everything.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the local one of the locals actually points you in the direction of the Academy of Sorcery, the one of the larger libraries for occult studies and that kind of thing. And they give you someone to kind of help tag along and help figure things, kind of like help you, not necessarily help you, but kind of like keep an eye on you because you are an outsider going towards basically their sorceress library.
Okay.
It is a young man from House Amelar. He's not exalted, but it looks like he's got some kind of maybe he ran afoul of like a fair folk at some point, but he has kind of like weirder than usual features, like little pointed ears and kind of like almost like cat-like whiskers, like as like a mustache, if that makes sense. And he's got like a sword at his hip, and he's walking with you with a military step. And earlier he had introduced himself as Amelar Konda.
All right.
And once you guys get there, he looks to you and is just like, all right then, sir. You said you had some interest in demonology, is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. Do I just go up and knock or what? Do I gotta ring a ding ding? What do I do here? I'm just gonna go try to open the door.
Yeah, you go open the big door to the Academy of Sorcery. This is the area where Elian was before investigating the cadet house UA. The area is basically like large. There's a desk up front with a large there's a large desk up front with a attendant there who's kind of like this stocky guy with a mustache and glasses. I believe that it's the same Koji, the same person that Elian met the other day. And your escort and this guy kind of wave to each other. And he just goes, yes, I'm well versed in demonology and such. The circles of Malpheus are not unknown to us here in Lookshai. We have found great use for some demons in the act of rebuilding and helping make certain artifice work. And he kind of leads you off to another wing of the academy where that the lights here are much brighter than they would be elsewhere, almost like that they're kept at like peak blaze sorcerously to try and dispel any shadows and ill omens that might happen from reading demonics.
Respectable.
So, who are you? Which demon, particularly, are you investigating, sir?
Yeah, go ahead and point me to the second circle section.
Second circle demons. That's quite a large, not as large as first circle, obviously, but quite a large amount. Do you have any? He kind of like points you, kind of like leads you towards where that like second circle stuff would be, and he kind of goes, "Do you have anything more, a name or anything like that?"
Yeah, you got any books on Mara?
Mara. Yes, we have quite a few books on Mara. She is a how to phrase this politely.
Oh, you're gonna offend the demon? I'm the least formed person you're ever gonna meet. Just spit it out.
She is both a blessing and a curse. Her tactics are well known to us. We try not to interact with her as much as possible, though there have been some scions of different houses who take it upon themselves to beseech her for their own personal gain.
I see. So, could you point the best book out to me?
Yes, of course. He, like, and this entire time that you guys have been talking, he's been, like, leading you, and he's getting more information from you, he, like, there's, like, a point where that, like, you say second circle, and he starts going down one aisle, and then you specifically said Mara, and he kind of, like, shifts down another one, as that he kind of, like, adjusts, as if that he knows exactly where that he's going. And eventually, he gets a large tome off of a shelf, and then begins grabbing a few more and a few more. And once he has about 5 tomes, he looks at you and goes, "These are most of our interactions with the Shadow Lover. We have a few documented things regarding her abilities, her temperament." As well as, and he kind of taps one of the smaller books that looks more like a bound scroll, as well as the theories of the martial arts that she uses, or that she created. It's unsure. The texts aren't. Sometimes they don't corroborate it.
He kind of just looks at the stack. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. Hey, you all backed up today? You busy?
I could become unbusy if that you dismissed me to do something else, but until then, until that you leave the facility, I'm supposed to be your escort.
Good. I kind of like push the books towards him. Go ahead and read all those aloud to me. I can't fucking read.
Stares at you. He takes in a deep breath. Of course, sir. I suppose which book would you like me to start with?
Records of which book has records of the I'm specifically interested in mortals who have received the influence of Mara and their time on this plane.
Fantastic choice, sir. He takes like 2 of the books off, takes one off the top, takes the third book out of the stack of 5, and then places the other 2 down on the side, and begins to open up and goes, "Should I just start reading from the beginning, or do you want me to pick out any specific instances?"
Brendan, how big is this book?
You're gonna be here like a whole day, bud.
God damn it. How about this? Who has been alive the longest, who's been under this influence in your records? Start there.
He begins flipping through very rapidly, kind of finding like dog-eared pages that have like kind of like chapter starts or like birth dates and death dates and stuff on them. And it takes him a few minutes, and then he finally finds one that looks, after he's flipped through once, he goes back to somewhere in the middle where that he opens up another book. Or not another book, I'm sorry. He opens up the page again. He goes, yes. I guess now that you'll have to know about the tale of Emelar Tetsuo the Wise. And he begins reading. Born in realm year, blah, blah, blah. Tyler, could you please make me a stamina and resistance roll?
I knew you were going to make me do this. So if you default on something, like you don't have the ability, do you just use the attribute, or is it reduced?
You just use the attribute.
Okay, cool. Because I have max stamina, but no resistance.
You're going to want to use /D10.
Right. 1 success.
1 whole success.
But no zeros, no ones.
No ones. So you learn from listening to this man for quite a bit that Tetsuo the Wise was born in realm year 300. They lived for approximately 250 years before that they met what most people consider to be an untimely fate. They were just beginning to exit the prime of their life as a sorcerer and had gone on many adventures to help save local provinces of Lukshai, gain more land, as well as defend the lands from encroaching hordes of beastmen, barbarians, as well as some of the few pushes that the realm-aligned dragon-blooded made into Lukshai. During the last of their great their great achievements is said that the man almost as if that he was possessed by a singular desire to make his name known forever, charged a realm legion by himself on foot, basically in basically his underwear, and basically charged them with no weapons at an entire realm legion and decimated them, but died in the process.
Wow. That's pretty metal, guy. I like that.
The assistant that you have here reading everything out goes, yes, I would say that it was very courageous of him. We actually speak a bit of him as that the area that he decimated this legion at still exists to the north near the coast. It's actually currently a shadowland. It's called Tetsuo's Fall.
Huh. Okay.
The man looted one of Lukshai's, had found an unknown armory of artifice in the area, looted some of it, and ran, and when he found that his troops would not be enough, he disrobed, removed all of his artifact gear, and then ran at the realm legion, holding only a single soul breaker orb.
Huh.
Now, I shall go on to tell you more exploits of some of the other people, and he keeps going on. And his his speech becomes melodic, droning, calming, like counting sheep to go to sleep. And at some point, Riki dozes off.
Okay.
And when you feel awake, the area is dim. The books are gone. Small candles light the area, and you still appear to be in the library. And you can see sitting before you, reading a book aloud with a soft, gentle voice, is a beautiful woman wearing silks that are more or less see-through. She has long, dark hair and pale skin, and as you look over her, you can kind of see going down, you can see that her legs turn into furry hooves, almost satyr-like. And she looks to you with a toothy, sharp smile. Oh, you're finally awake, Riki. Nice to make your acquaintance. You've been messing with one of my chosen.
Huh. Been a while since I've had a dream like this.
Oh, yes. I mean, we can always make it a more fun kind of dream, as she kind of like looks you up and down in that sensual way that a succubus would.
Hey, go ahead and pump the brakes there, lady. Who now? What am I doing?
Oh, yes, I suppose I should introduce myself. The name's Mara, but I'm sure you already knew that.
Howdy. Yeah, I guess you can say I have, been doing my job. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you have. You're trying to free or change one of my chosen. Why?
You know, one of the family, don't want someone to have an untimely demise, bad thing. What I'm trying to do is free Falar from an ill fate, and whatever that entails is what I'm doing. If that's you, then I guess my beef is with you then. But I'm to understand that you waltz along after the problem's already there and try to do what I'm doing, just the fucked up way of it.
That is more or less what that I'm doing. Falar was her siblings won't speak of it, and I'm sure that her brother would prefer to forget it, but Falar was a very sickly girl in her youth. You see, her brother took all of the, and she kind of like smacks her lips, juice from her parents. He was destined to exalt, see.
He was a strong twin. Yeah.
She wasn't.
And I'm gonna guess you changed that.
She wanted out of being immortal. She said that she'd do anything to not be stuck with playing second fiddle to her brother and dying before she had a chance to help him finish his goals. So I took her up on that.
How old was she?
20. She hadn't exalted yet. These things only really happen during the changes in people's bodies, during puberty for you all. It exalting past 20 years old, it's almost unheard of. It simply doesn't happen almost ever for your kind. I'm sure there were other things out there who could have maybe taken favor on her, but she was already a little sickly, a little off. She was suffering from some kind of internal consumption. I don't understand your mortal biology outside of what pleases me.
Of course she didn't want to watch her family never age and slowly die. Anyone would want that. Don't act like you did her a fucking favor. You're just taking advantage of somebody who's been dealt a bad hand.
Well, yes, if that was the case, then I would have... Just giving her an exaltation was... or awakening the power in the blood, whatever it is. That would have been... if that was the case, that I could simply do that, there would be much more... there'd be many more of your kind around. There'd be many more people with my marks on them.
What's gonna happen to her? It's been almost 100 years now. It shouldn't... That's not how it goes. You don't last that long.
Oh, she exalted. Make no mistake, but she has tied her fate to her brother. When he dies, she'll die. Not a second later, not a second before. But the strands of fate also work both ways. When she dies, he'll die as well. Their essences are interlinked. Not the same aspect, it would be too obvious that way, but The fire burns the wood, and then from the regenerated nutrients in the soil, the wood grows anew. It's at least the concept that I gave.
Well, then I guess I need to break that, don't I?
Yes, I suppose you would have to, wouldn't you? And you are proposing to break my contract with her, then?
There's no other way to change the fate.
If I broke my contract with her, as you're suggesting, which, just don't get me wrong, you haven't given me anything yet. I just thought it would be fun to come in and look in on your dreams. Quite a mess here you've got here, by the way. You might want to tidy up.
Yeah, it's not my fucking library. Woman, I don't even know how to read.
Yeah, yes, that's why that I was commenting. It's very weird being in a library where that all the books are just pictures.
Yeah, not a great time walking in here. I didn't know they were going to send you to the whole goddamn library.
Where do you expect to live? Never mind. So, what am I going to get out of the deal if I break my contract with her? And mind you, if I break I should say, if I break my contract with her and don't just immediately take her soul to Malpheus, as is my right.
I don't know. Any excuse I would have applies to human morality, which you know nothing a fuck about. So,
I mean, you are correct. You're all simply made out of an image of an image of an image.
what do you want?
Well, I'll take one of two things from you. You can either find someone to trade places with her, willingly, of course. They have to know the whole deal. They also would be tied directly to Belar. Or, and I think this is my preferred option, considering as she kind of like looks through a few books and kind of opens up a book and essentially like a pop-up of like a bunch of immaculate monks yelling at a pop-up of Riki pops out of the book. Considering your past, I think it would be quite funny if that you could maybe go around and indoctrinate quite a few more people into my cult. There's war coming in Malpheus, and I would love to have a little bit of extra power to sup upon.
Brendan, do I possess the ability to end my dream in daytime?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
Ricky kind of turns around and walks towards a random door in the library. I'll think about it. Stay in touch. And I close the door behind me and wake up.
Okay, when you wake up, the sound of a loud door closing behind you, or a loud book slamming on the table is what wakes you up. And your attendant looks at you and goes, "How long have you been sleeping through this?"
I don't know. What year is it?
It's still 765.
I think this was a lot more helpful than you might believe. I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna, maybe get some actual damn food, not whatever the hell you guys eat. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, of course. And he like leads you out through the library, and then once you're out of the Academy of Sorcery, you are free to go about your time and look shy.
When you find another moment for some me RP, I need to go talk to Belar.
Okay. I have a scene to get us to spooky things going on that way then. So with you all having left, with you all having been given permission to leave, Lukshai is at the mouth of the river that goes through the main area of the Scavenger Lands. We can come back to Lukshai at a later date if you all want to, or if there's anything else you guys want to do in Lukshai, now is the time to tell me. Because if not, I'm about to put you all on a boat.
I don't think there's anything I want to do.
Oh boy, another boat.
You guys get onto the boat. and it's a few days journey downriver. It is going to take you guys some time to reach Great Forks or one of the other major cities that is on the main river through the Scavenger Lands, which I have forgotten the name of, and I will find out later. But during that time, you all, and Ricky particularly, has time to speak with Belar, or Belar and Falar, and anyone else you guys want to have a conversation with now that most of the NPCs are here. If nobody else wants a moment, I will cede the floor to Ricky to have more time with his boss.
I got nothing, bud.
I also have nothing.
I was just gonna say I can't think of anything right now. So,
question for you, Tyler: did you want other people to be in on this conversation?
I was just gonna say my entrance into unannouncedly opening Belar's door is to just check and see if anyone else is in there.
It is Belar and Anna there, his lunar friend.
And I'm just kind of restlessly checking every weird space a person could be. Is your pencil pusher ass just to hide anywhere again, like last time? Got serious shit to talk to you about. Ricky seems visibly on edge.
I can dismiss my people for a moment if you need.
Might not be a bad call.
He snaps his finger, and a few people who were kind of existing around kind of leave, and you can hear them go further down the boat. He looks to Anna and goes, should she also leave as well, or?
I don't know what to do with that whole thing. You do what you want.
Okay.
She can stay if she wants. I don't care. As long as Falah didn't catch wind of this.
Yes, about that. He looks to her and goes, dear, if you could go scout a bit, that would be lovely. And she nods, looks Ricky directly in the eye, turns into a bird and walks away.
Was it like a look of frustration or
No. It was just
turns into a bird and walks away. Yep. I was sitting here like, yep.
She basically just turns into a very small bird, and then the small bird walks away.
Okay.
So, what are the news of my sister?
You weren't completely honest with me, were you, boss?
I do have secrets, that is true.
Secrets that directly pertain to this.
You're speaking of her exaltation, aren't you?
Sick little thing, wasn't she?
Yeah.
The whole family got another couple half a century ahead of them, and she was expected to just sit there and grow old and die while you guys flourished, huh?
It is the nature of our exaltation. Sometimes it takes and sometimes it doesn't. Some people do see their own children grow up and die.
Yeah, but you're the strong twin, huh? You just didn't even take a care. Your twin sister was fucking fading away while you were just on the rise.
Of course I cared, Ricky.
I found out some shit.
Okay.
She was a scared girl who didn't want to die while her family grew up. And she asked for anything she could to not fade away into nothing and stay with you guys. And something granted her wish.
Oh. And he kind of he says that first one, and then he thinks about it and everything that you've brought before him, as well as her mark and everything. And then he kind of just there's another as the realization sets in. She did. Her exaltation is not
destined.
Which means that
You know much about demons, boss man?
Only what I need to kill them.
How about the second circle? Any knowledge on that in particular?
Just a few names: Mara, Octavian, Sigrid.
Pause right there. You already got it.
Yes, I figured. Because you brought the information to me about the symbol of Mara before.
Right. Yes, of course. Does she know that she asked for that? Because she might.
How could you not know? You've been inducted into sorcery through.
Would she lie about it? I talked to her about it directly, and she didn't mention anything. She just thought that she just had these. She couldn't even. It's been so long. I've always had this. Also, I never sleep. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm being played here. Belar.
Okay. Give me just a moment to look at the social tables real quick. Because I want to see if you can get some information out of him. Because this is some. So I'm thinking you're being honest with him. You're not trying to manipulate him into like revealing stuff. You're just trying to like appeal to him. So I'm gonna say charisma. And I feel like I feel like presence is the correct one to give you on this. Because I don't want to say that you're necessarily being intimidating, but like you're not like.
I'm using my strength of character as my argument right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
So charisma and presence. You can, and I will give you 2 extra dice and an auto success for the RP with him, because I'm compelled and I want to know where this is going. And I'm the one who's running it.
7 successes.
Damn, if there was a 9 in there, you would have had a straight. Like all the way through.
That's true.
That is a really funny roll.
7 successes. He looks to you. And finally, he takes a moment and he nods. I've been hiding something from you, and I apologize. I didn't want it getting back to her. After she exalted, it was confusing, upsetting. There's a lot of. I mean, you're a fire aspect. You know how that happens when the essence rushes through you, and unexpectedly the anima goes as hard as it can for a little bit, as everything's just flowing through you and burning away anything that it can that'll fix you. And there was a lot of death surrounding her exaltation. Only me and my mother have really spoken about it. Because my mother has the ability to rewrite people's memories. So she took out that bit of Belar that made whatever deal that she did. To her knowledge, she's had that mark since she was born. It's just always been there. Like a birthmark.
There's like a slow, like red is slowly creeping up Ricky's neck. It's very clear he's very, very frustrated. And getting more and more angry as Belar talks.
I'm sorry that we hid this from you. I didn't want it getting out. If it's easier to keep secrets if you're the only one who knows.
It doesn't matter that you hid it from me, Belar. Every strife, every hardship that girl ever fucking faced, you've taken from her. And that's not fair. You don't get to dictate who somebody is just because you don't like the way it tastes.
He sits there for a moment thinking, and you could say, sulking in his chair as you're laying this hard truth of reality and the mortal condition on him.
You know what else? I've had nobody. My entire life has been fucking struggling, and I wouldn't change one goddamn fucking minute of it. Because at least I'm really me. No one told me who I was. I wake up every day to all the shit in my life, and you know what? I wouldn't change one fucking thing. And that's my choice. It's everyone's choice, or it should be. And I know that you're my boss and all. I'm sorry if I'm overstepping. Fire me if you want. Beat my ass if you want. This is fucked up. And the most fucked up part about this is that you're still twins. You're still linked. If she dies, you die, and vice versa.
The realization of that hits him like a bullet. He is stunned. He is unable to comprehend this for a moment, and then it sinks in, and he stops, and he looks to you and goes, if she goes, I go. If I go, she go.
Yeah, I talked to Mara. Real piece of work, that second circle demon is. There's two ways out of this. One of them is not an option. Not even going to bring it up. The second one, someone switches places with her, and is still forfeiting their life to you, and your life to theirs.
Do you have any suggestions for who should take her place?
I don't possess the right to talk about that. That's your life and her life, and I'm not even going to get into that. You need to make that decision. That's your choice. Know this. Every day that goes by is a day where her soul is forfeit to Morpheus the second one of you kicks it.
He nods, thinks about it for a moment, and then, when we reach Great Forks, I will command my mother to remove her working upon my sister's memory.
That's the least you can do for that poor girl. Tell me if you thought about it. And he turns around, starts to walk away, and he kind of yells, "Fuck!" as he's walking out and kicks a chair into a wall and walks out.
So, a couple days pass, and you guys eventually, the small fleet of boats that you all have docks about at a small town in a province just at the very edge of Lookshai's territory. You all needed to essentially resupply and everything. The small town has a basically, like, it is maybe like mostly like one-story buildings with slanted roofs and everything. It looks like a large farming community with people bustling about, and maybe a few like forges about for like blacksmithing and everything else. As that the nature of Lookshai forces people to basically want to be armed all the time, as local blacksmiths are going through the process of turning iron into steel and everything else like that for weapons and armor for the mortal armies. Here is a good place for the tyrants to disembark, to hang out and do their thing, or also for others to stretch their legs and not be seasick. But one of the main things that piques your interest as every single one of you step out and look at the vista around here is up on a hill overlooking the whole of the town is a large building about 3 stories tall with large walls that is flying the flag of oh god, I forgot Lookshai names that aren't Amalar. Give me a moment. No, I got it. That is flying the sign of House Corral. The fire aspect house. From here, the manor looks a little decrepit, like it hasn't been serviced or painted in a while, and the trees on the outside, despite it being summer-ish right now, are all wilted and dead with no leaves or foliage on it.
Divine's gonna, like, are there people around, or did we
Yes.
just hop off and it's ghost town?
No, I'm sorry. There are people around here. The streets and everything are bustling with people and tradesmen and people like hawking wares at stalls and everything. Everyone here looks relatively well dressed. It's basically a Lukshayan province that's been very well taken care of. So to let you know, Cody, they are not the poors. They're just people who live in suburbs.
Those are the poor. No, they're not the poors. They're Lukshayan.
Yes, they are Lukshayan.
No, the reason I ask is Divine's gonna grab the closest pedestrian. Just be like, so that Corral Manor up there, what's the deal with that?
They this young person like having a cart full of like baled hay, like looks to you and then looks up at the manor and looks back to you. Ah, yes, the Kita estate. Yes, it's been up on the hill for quite some time. It was abandoned some time ago after the family suffered an unfortunate end. People are still trying to decide who owns it. The Corral flag is fairly recent after one of them showed up and claimed it since they are the owners of this province now.
So that's land that has contested ownership.
No, it does not have contested ownership. It was once the Kita estate and the Corral. They governed this area.
Mm-hmm. Sounds contested enough to me.
Why do you keep saying that word as if that we're at war with some other power?
Don't you know, kid? This looks shy. We're always at war.
He nods to you, understanding. I see. And, after a moment, looks to you and then, realizes that he's talking to a dragon-blooded and goes, oh, shit. Yes, sir. How else may I assist you, sir?
Oh, you've been more than helpful enough. And I'm going to pull out some pocket change that's like a week's wage for him and just palm it into his hand. Appreciate the information.
He takes it and goes along his way after pocketing it.
So, this estate, you guys want to take it?
Riki kind of just seems lost in a thought and kind of like comes to after a second. Huh? What now?
Yeah, the family of this estate came to an untimely demise. And then nobody knew who owned it because, the whole family was dead. But then the Corrals took over governing the area. So now they think they own it.
Do you just get off on giving the Corrals a hard fucking time, my guy?
Junie Boy's like my best friend.
He stabbed you.
Friendly. He also helped us break you out of prison.
I broke myself out of prison, my man. You know that. I wasn't the one who needed the help. I got myself in there to help someone else. Who are you fooling?
I'll remember that next time.
Just for the record, I broke myself out of prison as well.
Just for the record, I decided to go to prison on my own. So did the rest of us. So why are we trying to take control of this house?
Because I want it.
Hey, Cody, can you give me a wits and lore roll.
Yeah.
This is in regards to the local area of Lookshai that basically that you're in, but there might be some interesting stuff about it that I'm realizing that you might not have thought to do that.
All right, I'm going to use 4 motes to add 2 successes and double 9s on this lore roll. I'm also going to use a willpower that I didn't forget about this time.
Oh boy.
7.
Okay, that's not too bad. So, with 7 successes, you kind of rapidly go through your local Lookshine history regarding this area, and you distinctly recall that this was actually not a province that was around in your youth. This was actually fairly recently annexed, probably 20 to 30 years ago. By the Corral family. Before then, it was under the rule of a local realm sympathizer known as Akane Kita. Or Kita Akane, I'm sorry. You know, since it's the Kita estate, that should be the Latin. That should be said first, because backwards names. Not backwards, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Surnames first.
Yeah, surnames first. Family names first.
Backwards names.
All right, so it was recently annexed within the past 30 years. I'm trying to figure why it's still dilapidated. Though I get the feeling that it's just like one of those. It's so far away that the Corrals don't really care. They were just more worried about ousting the Kitas.
It's a little hard to tell. Generally from the history, you know that when the Corrals annexed this area, they met with no resistance. Like, not even a farmer raised a pitchfork.
I want to relay that information. That's weird, but I don't know what to make of it.
Other than the flag on the top of the house, Brendan, does it look a site kind of way? Or does it just look like a normal house?
It does not look like a normal house. It looks like a large manor on a hill that is dilapidated. Like there has not been the walls of this manor have not been painted in decades, you would presume. The trees and foliage around it are more or less dead or dying. It has you could say it has kind of a spooky house on a hill vibe.
How long has that house been vacant, Divine?
It's been a while. It was vacant before the Corrals annexed the area.
For like years, a couple months.
A couple decades.
Yeah, that looks about right. Looks like it hasn't had a fucking coat of paint in about 40 years. Hey, Brendan, can I go ahead and just roll a cult on this crazy looking house?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's go with perception and occult.
I really gotta get better perception. I keep forgetting to do that.
I'm sure that you have experience.
I think that's technically a botch.
I think that is technically a botch. Okay. So, looking at the spooky house, you kind of determine that it is. Maybe it came to you in a dream, or maybe that guy in Lookshai read you a book about this while you were taking a nap. And the information is just kind of stuck in there, because this isn't really something that you specialize in, but for some reason you remember the concept of dragon lines and geomancy and how that can be used to create like manses and places of power where essence can coalesce. And that right up there That looks like one of them.
I thought you were going to say that right up there. That's not it.
Yeah, but that looks like a fucking what you call it? Dragon line. Real spooky shit. Yeah, it's like a collection of power, kinda.
One of those things that it's been weird that we haven't interacted with one of these in such a long time in all of our adventures. A manse, yeah. Dragon's nest.
Dragon's nest.
So, to give you a little bit of information, a manse is an area of power where that multiple dragon lines or ley lines have coalesced, causing the area to be enriched with essence. Normally, if this happens, when these happen naturally, they are called domains. They are essentially like weird pockets of like enriched essence energy where the whatever direction that you're in, that element tends to be a little bit more powerful there, and the local wildlife tends to be a little bit more scary, weird, all of the above. Manses, on the other hand, are unique structures by sorcerers and crafters, where that you actually cap off the domain and cause the energy to start gathering together, which is what will eventually create a hearthstone, which is used for unlocking more potential from artifact weapons, giving yourself new weird abilities, or even just upping your moat regeneration in some versions of the system. Sometimes they can also be used as ways to cross large distances in shorter amounts of time. These are, generally speaking, linked things like interconnected war manses, which can be used for firing off, basically having like a bunker with like a super laser in it. But you could also have things like crafting manses, which are like giant factory cathedrals where that Solars once built war striders through thousands of years of prayer over a single piece of orichalcum. Hello, welcome to Brendan Talks About Exalted lore. You have hit my one hyperfocus.
Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not leave a review or tell a friend about us? It helps get the good word out about the work we put into this show. If you wanted to ask us any questions, you can contact us through Twitter at apairofdicelost or email at apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme song for this game is Dragon Dance by Raphael Crux, used under a Creative Commons license. And for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.